gentlemen, welcome back for the third episode of Satchmoe the Bad Guy. This is the Year 1, Week 12 overview. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. So, we're going to go ahead and start off with the news around the league as always. Just the influx of users is really what you got to look into now. 49ers, Broncos, and Washington all joined the league. Probably not going to make a big impact this year for themselves, however, if they upset one of the big teams, it could kick someone out the playoffs. So that's also important. And I'm Squally, as you remember, I believe he went to a Super Bowl. Can't fact check me on that. Actually, I'll take that back. He went to a conference finals. This is a star player. He's going to the NFC with everybody else because everyone's scared of East and the AFC. So he could make some noise over there. Following that, Jaguars Steelers was a very big game to see who's second place for the AFC, and the Jaguars fell to the Steelers 35-21. Saquon Barkley had his way in that game. 228 yards, 3 touchdowns, while Drew Lock struggled and threw 4 interceptions. And finally, we just want to go over there was some noise going on. The league handed out warnings about stat chasing, and there was a big uproar. Steelers, Eagles, and Bears were involved. However, we do know the Steelers and Eagles were the most upset about these warnings. Head coach White said he's a good noodle. We don't believe in that. We treat everyone fairly under the system, and that's how we plan to keep going it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on here to the AFC playoff picture. We'll be going over all these teams, who's going to make the playoffs, who won't. So if you're a top team, this probably ain't the video for you. We're going to go over some of the middle of the pack guys. And, it's AFC. We just go ahead and take a look at it. I mean, the AFC is so top-heavy. We got 4 teams actually with less than the 3 less losses. Everyone else, user-wise, is below 500. So this is wide open. Really, anyone. There's the 1-9 Raiders aren't pictured, but they could probably make it if they tried. So let's just go ahead and look on here. So we're gonna go in order of record. So the Jets are the most likely user team to make the playoffs, in my opinion. They only have 3 more users to play, so if they pick up one of those, they'll go 8-8, which is my projection. They should beat the Raiders. Probably going to lose to the Rams, but that Dolphins game could go either way. Following that, we had the Broncos, who just joined the league, as I remember. However, they have 4 user games, very tough schedule to try and make a playoff push for. And I'm just going to assume that this kid's kind of a bum, so I'm only going to give him 1 win. Saints and Chargers are not pushovers. Bills and Raiders, if he's good enough, he should be able to beat one of them, but should be able to beat both of them. So if he gets both of those wins, he'll be 8-8. And regardless, I still think at 7-9, that's good enough to make the wild card. As we do know, the grateful commissioner likes to see users in the playoffs, so he'll often force L's for the AI teams that are trying to make it over to users. So we'll just go ahead and move on here to the other 2 teams in the AFC. We have the Colts, which right now they have 3 more users, and even then, he plays 3 more AIs, which those might be harder than the user gains for him. So I don't see this guy making the playoffs. He just traded his quarterback. His starting quarterback is pictured right there, Cole McDonald. I never heard of this before. Apparently our head scout, Squally, told us he played for Hawaii. He was good over there. However, he's a 62 overall Madden, so, he fucking sucks. And finally, we have the Dolphins, who they play 3 more users. However, it's a pretty light schedule with the Jets, Raiders, and Bills. I can easily see them sweeping that. However, I'm going to give them 2 wins, and that's going to bring them to 8-8, which will be a wild card spot. Moving on here to the NFC, which, as you can see, is a lot more tight. We have, what is that? I mean, that's about all of the users within like 3 games minus the Bears, so this is wide open. Anyone can make it. We're going to go ahead and start with the division leaders right now. So the current division leaders, the Eagles, they have a pretty tough schedule ahead of them. However, this is a tough team this year. This is not a pushover team. I think they'll get 4 wins out of the next 5 games. I can see them dropping one of the Cowboys or Saints. Not sure which one he'll drop, but I think one of those will be lost. Either way, 13-3 is going to win his division. And that's the goal. Win your division, then you go from there. And let's go ahead and talk about the Saints. They have 2 more users to play, Broncos and Eagles. And like I said earlier, it's a toss up whether the Saints or Eagles win that game. Regardless, if they win one game, they're 13-3. They win 2 games, they're the 2 seed. So, you know, can't go wrong with there. And that's actually going to be surprising for y'all. The Cardinals are 7-3 right now, which I had to go check the schedule and make sure he actually 7-3. I thought maybe Madden miscounted or something. I had no clue this dude was lighting dudes up, but I guess he is. So, however, he has a very tough end of his schedule. 5 users to play in his next 6 games. I project him to win maybe 1 of those games. It's a tough schedule. You play the Rams twice. Okay, we'll give him a win against one of the Rams. Giants, they're no pushover. Eagles aren't a pushover. Niners, I don't know who they are, so we'll give them a win there. So that's the 1 or 2 comes in. However, 10-6 in this tough ass conference, you're not making the playoffs. Sorry, Cardinals fans. Moving on here, here are the current wild card leaders, and as you see, I project them all to make the wild card. We have started the Lions, who have 3 users to play. Bucks and Bears is a tough matchup for them. And between the Packers and Bucks, he might be able to steal one. We'll just say he wins one, makes the wild card. However, that's definitely a team to look out for. If the Lions drop a game, Cardinals could easily slip into the playoffs. And let's go with the Buccaneers. They've been very strong all year long. They started out strong. They kind of tampered off a bit, but they only have 1 user to play, so very easy to make the wild card. They beat the Lions, that pushes them to 12-4. That would be the number 1 wild card team. And we're gonna switch over to the Giants here. We have 2 more user games. Cardinals, Cowboys. They're probably gonna beat the Cardinals. However, the Cowboys, that's a toss-up. Squally's coming off. I mean, if this was last year, don't get me wrong, I would take Squally all day. But you gotta understand, this is a man, very busy man, coming off of a 1-year absence. So he might be a bit rusty. And I think the Giants are going to take that one, especially since the Cowboys don't have much to play for. But we will see. Moving on here, we have the Los Angeles Rams, who have 4 user games, but they're not real user games, let's be honest. They play the Niners and Jets. Easy wins for them. Then they have the 2 games against the Cardinals. Honestly, if they sweep, no question, they're winning the division. If they win 1, Cardinals could hang in there. If they steal another game, like we went over, they play 5 users. If you want to go back, if they steal the game against the Rams and then beat the Niners, then they're right there. It's 11-5 versus 11-5. Then it's a toss-up who's making it. But as we speak, I personally think that the Rams are going to beat them both times. They're going to beat the Jets. Probably going to beat the Niners, so that's going to push them to 12-4. However, I'll give them 3 games, 11-5. And here are the Packers, and this is the team that's taking a big drop-off. I predicted this in my last video, I said, look, the Packers, they don't got a quarterback, they don't got an offense. They might have 2 of the best D-linemen in the game, but you can only D-line rush for so long. You're going to get dotted, and if your offense gets on the field, you can't score it, you're shit out of luck. So, I honestly don't see them. Bears, just play them twice. It's a tough team. Eagles, tough. Lions, that's about 50-50. That's why I said 0-1, but either way, misses playoffs. And finally, the Cowboys, who just joined the league. I think if we're going to go over the games, Niners is the easy win for them. And between Eagles and Giants, he has a positive record against both of these teams, but like I said, coming off of a layoff, I think he'll probably drop one of those, go 9-7 and miss the playoffs. So, and just going over here are the big games to watch this week. This is current this week, so if you guys hear about Dolphins and Jets playing, this is 2 teams that are trying to limit to the playoffs here, and a loss for either of them could push them right out. Let's swing over to week 14 here, Saints Eagles, and this is the matchup. Like I said, we'll go ahead and show you right here in the division. Eagles are 8-2, Saints are 7-3. However, Saints only have 2 users to play. If they can get a win over the Eagles, they're gonna have the same record. And then Eagles got to beat 4 users. This dude really got to beat the Broncos. So whoever wins that game will most likely be the 2 seed. Week 16, Bucks Lions, and if the Bucks win, they will take their conference. They'll take their division, because if like I said, we go over here, 1 user game, 12-4. All right, maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Never mind. But, Lions win, that's going to determine whether they fall in the seeding, whether they're playing the 2 seed or they're playing the 4 seed. So, and finally, week 17, this is the game everyone needs to tune into. Cardinals Rams, GOAT versus Isaiah. This is the game right here. Winner takes the division, loser goes home. I don't know how else I can sell a matchup than that, man. Great game there to determine the playoffs. Finally, we can go over to power rankings. You know, everyone loves these. Coming in number one, Chargers. Chargers Bears remains unchanged. Steelers advance to number 3 after the win over the Jaguars. Jaguars fall to 4. Then we have the Saints, Giants, and Bucks following them. And just I'm gonna go ahead and skim over here. Notables are Bills fall to the top 10. They have a positive record. All their wins are against bums. No offense if you lost to the Bills, but all their wins against bums. Other than that, you know, we have a couple of the new teams that are messing up the rankings that we don't know where they're going to fall yet. Kind of just place them in order of what their team did before them. In other news, you know, Raiders, they suck again. Jets are back in the mix. We'll see what they can do. That's all for this video. We will see you in the next episode of Satchmoe and the Bad